with one of the covert operations, the deadliest covert operations being carried out by the Mossad. And today we are talking about Adolf Eichmann. And who was Adolf Eichmann? Adolf Eichmann was a high-ranking SS officer in Nazi Germany, best known for his pivotal role in organizing the mass deportation of Jews to ghettos and extermination camps during the Holocaust. As the head of the Gestapo's Jewish Affairs Section 4B4 within the Range Security Main Office (RSHA), he coordinated the logistics of the final solution, facilitating the murder of millions. His actions made him one of the chief architects of the genocide, though he portrayed himself as a mere bureaucrat following orders. His 1960 trial in Jerusalem his 1961 trial in Jerusalem brought global attention to the Holocaust and sparked debates about the nature of evil, particularly Hannah Arendt's concept of banality of evil. Now, the early life of Adolf Eichmann. Adolf Eichmann was born on March 1906 in Solingen, Germany, as Otto Adolf Eichmann. He was the eldest of 5 children in a Protestant family. His father, Adolf Karl Eichmann, worked as a bookkeeper and later in mining, while his mother, Maria Schäferling, was a housewife. The family relocated to Linz, Austria in 1914 due to his father's job at an electric tramway company. After his mother's death in 1916, his father remarried a devout Protestant woman. Eichmann attended the Kaiser Franz Joseph Staatsbürger School in Linz, the same school Adolf Hitler had attended decades earlier, but struggling academically, leaving without graduating. He briefly trained in mechanical engineering and electrotechnics but dropped out. In 1920s, he held various jobs including a day laborer, office worker, sales clerk of his father's mining company, and traveling salesman for the vacuum oil company AG in Upper Austria. He lost his sales position during the Great Depression. During this period, he joined right-wing groups and developed an interest in nationalist politics. His rise in the Nazi Party. Influenced by Ernst Kaltenbrunner, Eichmann joined the Austrian branch of the Nazi Party on April 1, 1932, membership number 899,895, and the SS in November, membership number 45,326. After the Austrian government banned the Nazi Party in 1933, he fled to Bavaria, Germany, where he underwent military training with the Austrian Legion at Lechfeld and Dachau. In 1934, he joined the Security Service SD of the SS as a sergeant in Berlin, working in the Jewish Affairs Section 2112, monitoring Jewish organizations and Zionist activities. He learned the basic Hebrew and Yiddish to aid his work and was promoted for his efficiency. In 1937, he visited Palestine, then under the British mandate, with Herbert Hagen to explore Jewish immigration options, but was expelled by British authorities. Following the annexation of Austria In 1938, Eichmann was sent to Vienna to organize the forced immigration of Jews, establishing the Central Office of Jewish Immigration. This Vienna model used intimidation, arrests, and property seizures to expel about 110,000 Austrian Jews by mid-1939. He replicated this in Prague after the occupation of Bohemia and Moravia. By 1939, he was transferred to RSHA in Berlin, heading Section 4B4, the Jewish Affairs and Evacuation, under Heinrich Müller and Reinhard Heinrich. So what was his role in the Holocaust? Eichmann's involvement in the escalated the outbreak of World War II in 1939. He organized early deportations, such as expelling 3,500 Jews from Moravia and Vienna to Nisko, Poland, though then the plan was abandoned due to logistical failures. He briefly pursued unfeasible schemes like the Madagascar Plan to deport Jews en masse to the island. By 1941, as the Nazis shifted to systematic extermination, Eichmann became the chief coordinator of the deportations. He attended the Wannes Conference on January 20th, 1942, where Heinrich outlined the final solution, and Eichmann prepared the minutes and handled logistics. He oversaw the deportation of over 1.5 million Jews from across Europe to ghettos and killing centers like Auschwitz, Belzec, and Treblinka. Key operations included deporting Jews to Slovakia in 1942, the Netherlands, Belgium, France, that is 1942 to 1943, Greece, Northern Italy in 1943, and notably Hungary in 1944, where he personally directed the deportation of 437,000 to 440,000 Jews in just 8 weeks after Germany's occupation, most of whom were gassed upon arrival. Eichmann's team included subordinates like Alois Brunner, Theodor Denker, Rolf Gunther, and Dieter Wiesleshly. Managed train schedules, seized seats, and coordinated with local authorities. He received reports on intragroup killings and visited camps, later claiming discomfort but expressed extraordinary satisfaction at the scale of murders in private interviews. His historians emphasize his zeal and resourcefulness in overcoming obstacles such as securing transport amid wartime shortages, making him instrumental in the genocide of approximately 6 million Jews. Oh my God. The post-war and escape to Argentina. How does Eichmann manage to escape after the defeat of Adolf Hitler in World War II? As the war ended in 1945, Eichmann was captured by the US forces under Ulm, Germany, under the allies of Otto Eichmann, but escaped from Oberdeschistin internment camp in early 1946 using false papers. He hid in Germany under the name Otto Heiniger, working as a forester and poultry farmer. In 1950, with the help from a network of former SS members and Catholic Church officials like Bishop Alois Hudol, he obtained a Red Cross humanitarian passport and Argentine visa under the alias Ricardo Clemente. He sailed to Argentina, arriving in early July 1950. There, he lived in Tucumán province initially, then Buenos Aires, working for a water company and later at a Mercedes-Benz factory. His wife Veronica Leiber and 3 sons joined him in 1950, and fourth son Ricardo was born in 1955. Eichmann lived modestly but associated with Nazi expatriates. In 1956 to 1957, he gave interviews to Dutch journalist Willem Sallen, admitting knowledge of the final solution and stating he would leap laughing into the grave, knowing 5 million enemies had been killed, revealing his ideological commitment. We come to the capture and trial. Eichmann's location was uncovered through tips from Nazi hunter Simon Westlether and Luther Hennemann, a German Jewish immigrant in Argentina whose daughter dated Eichmann's son Klaus. On May 1960, Israeli Mossad agents led by Rafi Eitan, including Zivi Haroni, abducted him near his home in San Fernando, Buenos Aires. He was sedated, disguised as an LI crew member, and flown to Israel on May 21st. His trial began in Jerusalem on 11th April 1961 under Nazis and Nazi collaborators law, charged with 15 counts, including crimes against the Jewish people, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and membership in criminal organizations, SS, SD, and Gestapo. The proceedings featured 112 witnesses, including Holocaust survivors. Eichmann, defended by Robert Savatiers, claimed he was a small cog following spurious orders, denied anti-Semitism or direct killings, and expressed no remorse. Prosecutors presented documents showing his active role. The trial, broadcast globally, educated the public on the Holocaust's horrors. On 15th December 1961, he was convicted of all counts and sentenced to death. Eichmann's appeal was rejected by Israel's Supreme Court on May 29, 1962, and President Isaac Ben Zivi denied clemency. He was hanged at Ramlal prison shortly after midnight on June 1, 1962, the only civil execution in Israel's history. His last words affirmed loyalty to Argentina, Germany, and Australia, and he claimed belief in God. His body was cremated and ashes scattered into the Mediterranean Sea to prevent gravesite memorial. What a man he was. For those of you who watched The Escape from Sobibor, can at least have a view on this man and the Holocaust, that this man directed or ordered. The Escape from Sobibor, I would at least advise you to go and check on that movie. It gives a visual insight